perfect project journey, it's more than 10 years. I've been trying to actually just tell people that it is possible to have so it's about 10 years of me trying to articulate this thing to people. So the real problem is the words, because when you say perfect, already everyone's stressed because, I mean, everything, from school onwards, maybe even before school, being perfect just puts your stress levels through the roof. Your body floods with cortisol, your ears, blood pumps in and you can't hear anything. So just the word perfect is a problem. Adding that to projects, which are horrible things to do anyway, stresses them out. And then, of course, even for me, it's funny because you go, how can you do that? The project is so complex, there's so many people involved. But what you mean by a perfect project isn't what comes to mind. And the example I always use is, those Rube Goldberg machines where somebody's put all the dominoes and then there's a little bit of wire and then there's a little fire thing and they line them all up. And the assumption is that's the project planning. That's what people assume. That's not what I'm saying, but that's what they assume. And then you light the blue touch paper and no, that couldn't be further from the truth. That is not a perfect project. That is fantasy la la land. You've been smoking your socks again. What you're talking about there is a completely different mindset, which is you don't just run the project and let it take care of itself, which is what we do. Most projects, I joke that they're run as if, you have the plan, I'm going to drive from here to, I don't know, Birmingham, or wherever it is, and then you set off, and then as you're driving, instead of checking you're going to Birmingham, you're looking in the rearview mirror saying, oh wait, what did we do last week? Are we on track? Have we spent too much money? And so everyone, that's how they sort of tend to run projects, which is a bit mad. Every now and again, you look through the windscreen, go, oh my goodness, we're in the wrong place. But the idea is to actually flip all that round. And the example I use, and you being Canadian, you'll like this, is the sport of curling, which of course is to us who don't have things like ice. I grew up in Africa, we didn't have ice. It's the most hilarious thing ever. Because first of all, it's freezing cold. So you go, okay, it's sort of like skiing, but skiing, at least you're wrapped up warm and it's sort of sport. But they're all dressed up, it's cold. They have the ice, they have this funny stone thing with a handle. And so you think, oh, it's just like bowling. There's like bowling alley. Now what happens in the bowling alley, of course, is you take that ball and you throw it, and then you hope, and then it hits one of the little pins, and you get a 2, and then you, yay! Okay. So in other words, there's a launch point, and then something happens. It's almost like how you'd run a project, what I was laughing about with the rearview mirror thing. But with curling, they choose which team player is going to go. They get the stone, they slide on the ice, and as they're sliding, they're looking at the target and adjusting it. They don't let go immediately, and then when they let go, they think, yeah, it's got the right trajectory. They let go, it starts moving, and then their team members get these. To us, they look like brooms because we don't play, but brushes, and they brush the ice to try and melt it to get this puck to move in slightly different directions or different speed to knock the other pucks out of the way so it can get to the target and get the point. So the whole process is all controlled. It's all thought about. It's considered. Everyone's engaged. The team members are part of the process. Everyone can see where it's going. You're making your adjustments ahead of the puck, not after it's happened. You're not looking in the rearview mirror. You're working out what's going to happen and trying to forestall it and preliminate it. So that's the difference. But it's such a mind shift for anyone who's lived anywhere near change for more than 6 minutes that people just, they can't. Their heads explode. That's why I joke about you've got to believe in it before you can even begin to attempt it.